The waves crash against the shore, the sun sets over Cousins Beach, and just when love feels certain, one question changes everything. This is the summer where promises are made, hearts are broken, and a proposal rewrites destiny forever. Asterisk the summer at Cousins has always been about more than sunshine and ocean air. For Belly, every moment carried the weight of choice between love that felt like a safe haven and love that burned like fire. As the season unfolded, every smile, every fight, every kiss drew her closer to a decision she never thought she would face. Now, in the shadow of the final chapter, that decision becomes something bigger, something life-changing. The story doesn't open with fireworks or confessions, it opens with silence. A silence heavy with emotions left unsaid. The air between Conrad and Belly is thick, filled with memories of summers past, of promises once whispered under the stars. Jeremiah stands on the other side, watching, waiting, carrying his own quiet pain and hope. None of them speak, yet all of them know the end of this summer will not leave them the same. Each step Belly takes down the pier feels like walking through a memory. She remembers the laughter from childhood, the nights of innocence, when everything seemed endless. But now, with adulthood pressing in, love is no longer just a feeling, it's a choice. The camera lingers on her hand, brushing the wooden railing, then cuts to Conrad's gaze, torn between holding on and letting go. The waves echo the storm inside his chest. He knows what he wants, but he also knows he may be too late. Jeremiah's presence is different. His love has always been warm, steady, something Belly could lean on. But even the strongest shoulders can't hide the fear of being second choice. The trailer shows him staring at a ring box, hidden deep inside his pocket, his thumb brushing against the velvet edge. The audience doesn't know if he plans to use it, or if it's just a dream he carries afraid to open. Afraid to lose? The build-up to the proposal doesn't happen in a single moment. It brews in silence. In glances that last too long, in words almost spoken but swallowed back. The tension is not about who Belly will choose. It's about what happens when someone asks a question that demands an answer, one that can't be taken back. The music swells as we see fragments, a candlelit table prepared in secret, a letter slipping out of a drawer, Conrad pacing under the stars as if searching for courage. Then Jeremiah's smile, soft, yet trembling, as though he knows that what he's about to do could break him, or finally bring him everything he ever wanted. And then the voiceover whispers, after a summer filled with choices of the heart, it all comes down to one question. Screen fades to black, the silence pressing harder. Before the sound of a ring box snapping open breaks it apart, asterisk the night does not begin with calm. It begins with the weight of everything unsaid pressing down like the heavy air before a storm. Cousins Beach feels different now, the same boardwalk lights, the same salt in the air, yet beneath it all, a sense that something final is coming. This isn't just another summer. It's the last summer they'll ever spend as the people they used to be. Belly stands between two worlds, and the silence between Conrad and Jeremiah is louder than any argument. They no longer need to fight with words, the distance between them tells the story. A single look, averted eyes, a clenched jaw. Each small moment reveals years of history. The triangle that once felt innocent has now sharpened into something fragile, something that could break with one wrong choice. The trailer doesn't give answers, it gives questions. We see Belly alone by the shore, her reflection in the water rippling and distorted, just as unclear as her feelings. Then the shot shifts, Jeremiah holding the velvet box, the camera focusing on his hands trembling as if the choice is too heavy to carry. In another cut, Conrad scribbles words onto a page, then tears them apart, his face half-lit by the glow of a lamp. It's not just about love, it's about who has the courage to step forward before time runs out. The music builds slowly, heartbeat steady, and the narration whispers, when the night falls. One decision will rewrite everything. Moments flash like lightning across the screen bellies, tears glistening in moonlight. Jeremiah's laugh breaking suddenly into silence. Conrad walking away as if distance is the only way he knows how to survive. The tension doesn't explode, it simmers, like a storm cloud refusing to break. The audience leans closer, waiting, knowing something irreversible is about to happen. A dinner table is shown, decorated with soft lights and flowers, untouched plates waiting as though holding their breath. A chair is empty, and the camera lingers on it too long, hinting that someone will not show, or perhaps that someone will leave before the moment arrives. The voices are quiet but heavy. Jeremiah, I can't lose you. Not again, Conrad. If you choose him, I'll let you go. But if there's even a part of you still holding on to me, tell me now. Screen cuts to black, silence stretching thin until the sound of thunder rolls in, soft at first, then louder. It's not just the weather, it's the storm inside all three of them, and then the heartbeat stops. The music fades. A single image burns onto the screen, a hand reaching into a pocket, pulling out the ring. The voiceover cuts sharp and haunting, but the proposal is not what anyone expected. The screen shatters into quick cuts, someone gasping, a door slammed shut, belly running down the pier. The proposal is coming, but the twist is still hidden. Waiting to strike like lightning asterisk, the night is heavy with anticipation. The camera drifts slowly across Cousins Beach, it's the tide pulling back and crashing again, as if the ocean itself is holding its breath. This isn't just another evening, it feels like fate has chosen this exact night to demand answers. The love triangle that has stretched across years, seasons, and heartbreaks has now been pulled into its sharpest point. And at the center of it all, a proposal that no one saw coming. The scene begins in fragments, not with clarity. A close-up of a ring box, resting on a wooden table, its velvet dark against the glow of candlelight. The table is set for two, though 3 hearts hang in the balance. The camera never shows a face, but it doesn't need tooth gestures tell the story. A chair pulled out, a hand smoothing the tablecloth, silverware clinking as though to mark time. Each sound is louder than it should be, reminding the audience that every detail matters. Every second is leading to something final. Narration whispers, sometimes love is chosen in a whisper, sometimes in silence, and sometimes in a single question. We see Jeremiah standing still, his hand inside his pocket, fingers curled tightly around the ring. His breath is shaky, his smile fading as though courage is fighting against fear. Across the room, Conrad lingers in the shadows, a torn letter hidden inside his fist, words unsent but burning just the same. The trailer lets them hover in this fragile pause, giving the audience only the edge of their emotions. Then, a shot of Belly, her silhouette framed by the window, the ocean glittering behind her. She doesn't move, she doesn't speak. She knows something is about to happen, and the stillness in her body feels like waiting for lightning to strike. The audience doesn't know who she's looking at, doesn't know which heart her own is breaking for. The music swells slowly, violins rising like waves. Jeremiah's hand slips from his pocket, the ring box now visible, trembling as he lifts it into the light. He takes a step forward. The trailer doesn't need his words. The gesture is enough. His entire story is in the way his hands shake, the way his head tilts down, as if bracing himself for the answer that could save him or destroy him. But before the silence can be broken, before the question can be asked, the scene fractures. A sharp knock at the door. The sound reverberates, shattering the moment like glass. The camera cuts to Conrad. His shoulders stiffen, his eyes lowered. In his hand, the letter he almost destroyed. He drops it onto the table, the paper fluttering across the candlelight. The words aren't shown, but the weight of them is undeniable. Narration deepens. One asks the question. The other reveals the truth. The door creaks open, and in the glow of the porch light, the twist begins to reveal itself. Instead of Jeremiah on one knee, instead of Conrad confessing his love, it's a collision of both. 2 choices, 2 gestures, 1 heart caught in the middle. The trailer cuts quickly. Jeremiah's ring box opening with a snap. Conrad's voice cutting through the air. Soft but certain, you can't say yes to him without hearing me first. The screen flashes black, then bursts with rapid-fire cuts, Belly gasping, a hand flying to her mouth. Jeremiah's face falling as though the ground beneath him has disappeared. Conrad stepping forward, his words unstoppable now. A ring glinting under the light, a letter unfolding, the ink smudged by tears. The storm outside finally breaks, thunder roaring as rain lashes against the windows. The music crescendos, building to the inevitable. The proposal is here, but it's nothing like what anyone imagined. The voiceover whispers, one will ask, one will confess, and one will walk away. The camera lingers on the table, the ring still sitting untouched, the candles flickering out one by one. The audience is left breathless, hanging in the space between question and answer, desperate to know what comes next. The night splits open with thunder. Rain streaks down the windows, lightning flickers across the beach, and inside that small room, time stops. The proposal has been made or almost made, but the answer is swallowed in silence. The world outside screams with storm, but inside, it's quieter than ever. It's quieter than it should be. The camera shows only fragments. The ring box still open, forgotten on the table. A crumpled letter soaked now as water seeps through the open door. A hand pressed against trembling lips, breath caught in disbelief. No faces. No clear answers, just the echoes of choices, too. It's heavy to carry. Narration whispers low and haunting. But not every question ends with yes. Not every proposal is meant to be answered. The twist doesn't explode, it unfolds like a secret to long buried. Instead of a kiss, instead of joy, the trailer cuts to the letter spread across the floor. The ink is blurred, but one line stands out, the words sharp through the storm. I should have told you sooner. The camera lingers. Who wrote it? Who is it meant for? The question burns, but the trailer refuses to answer. Instead, it cuts sharply, Jeremiah turning away, rain pouring across his shoulders as he disappears into the night. Conrad's hands shaking as he presses the letter against his chest, the storm raging harder than ever. Belly frozen at the center of it all, her silhouette unmoving, as though she has been turned to stone. The music crashes, loud, then silent. The silence is worse. In that silence, a single sound breaks through, the slam of a door. Someone leaves, and it's clear they won't all walk back in. Narration sharpens. One heart will shatter. One will be left behind, and the other will never be the same. The screen flickers into chaos, a hand dropping the ring into the sand, waves swallowing it whole. A suitcase rolling across the pier, a text message unread on a glowing phone screen. Belly's voice whispering, almost lost in the storm, I didn't see this coming. The trailer reaches its peak. Images collide, flashes of the past summers, laughter on the beach, fireworks in the sky, promises under starlight, all crashing into the present moment where everything falls apart. And then silence again. The last shot is not a kiss, not an embrace, not even a goodbye. It's the sight of the empty table by the sea, the candles drowned in rain. The ring box left open with no answer inside. The voiceover delivers the final blow. This summer was never about who she would choose. It was about what choosing would cost. Text fades onto the screen in bold letters. The Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3. Episode 12, The Proposal Twist Ending, black screen. Music ends. Asterisk, the storm is over, but the silence that follows is heavier than the thunder ever was. Cousins Beach lies still, waves smoothing over the sand as though trying to erase the chaos of the night. The boardwalk lights flicker weakly, one by one, until only the sound of the tide remains. But some storms don't fade when the sky's clear. Some storms live inside the hearts they've broken. The trailer doesn't show faces. Instead, it shows what's left behind. A suitcase abandoned at the foot of the pier. A pair of shoes soaked and forgotten by the shoreline. The letter creased, wet, unreadable, floating in a puddle, words bleeding into nothing. The ring, buried half deep in the sand, glimmers faintly under the fading moonlight. These are not answers. These are reminders of choices that cannot be undone, narration whispers. Softer now, almost like a confession. Love does not end with a proposal. It ends with silence, with absence. With the choice to walk away, screen cuts to a slow shot of the beach house. Its windows dark, its walls quiet, but its rooms still echo with the laughter of summers gone by. In the silence, faint echoes of the past play like a memory, voices calling each other's names. The sound of running feet, fireworks exploding overhead. These fragments of joy crash against the reality that everything is changed. The trailer lingers on Belly's journal, its pages flapping in the wind, a pen resting across the open page. The words are blurred, but a single unfinished sentence is clear. This was the summer, I finally... And then, nothing. The sentence is never finished. The screen fades before the words can be written. The music shifts one last time, not triumphant. Not romantic, but haunting. A single piano note repeats, steady and slow. Like a heartbeat echoing in an empty room. Quick flashes cut in before the end, a door closing softly. A photo frame face down on the floor. A key left on the kitchen counter. A lone figure walking away down the pier, never turning back. Then, screen fades to black. The final voiceover, low and sharp, delivers the haunting truth. The summer she turned pretty. Was the summer everything else broke? On screen, bold text appears. The Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3, Episode 12, The Proposal. Twist ending, a heartbeat sound plays once.